From the 1950s to the 1980s, America created a lineup of desserts that left an impression but have since vanished into history.
This terrific new Busy Day dessert is ready to eat. Creamy, nourishing, so delicious, and so quick.
We're going to look into a list of famous desserts that aren't your everyday chocolate chip cookies. These treats once captured hearts and then gradually faded from our shelves due to diverse reasons. Do you remember any of these delicious treats? Let's revisit these memorable desserts that are no more. Banana flip snack cakes. In the 1970s, banana flip snack cakes became a sensation in the dessert world. Created by the Drake's Cakes Company, these treats were sponge cakes brimming with luscious banana cream, quickly becoming a household favorite across America. Made using a simple yet irresistible blend of flour, sugar, eggs, and ripe bananas, the cakes were meticulously crafted. They had a soft, airy texture that perfectly complemented the rich banana filling. Drake's Cakes, a well-known bakery at the time, produced a variety of snacks and desserts, but the banana flip snack cakes stood out for their unique flavor profile. Old-fashioned banana flips were characterized by light, moist layers of banana cake filled with fluffy banana cream filling. For those who adore banana desserts, these were a delight. The texture of banana flips was akin to a Twinkie, but banana-flavored and shaped like a taco. These homemade banana flips were cut into squares for a handheld treat, making them a perfect little snack cake. Old-fashioned banana flips were individually packaged snack cakes that gained popularity during the 60s and 70s, but were discontinued at the turn of the century. Known for their finger-licking mess factor, various versions of this snack cake were produced by Hostess, Dolly Madison, and Nichols Bakery over the years. Nichols Bakery even resurrected the beloved banana flip after it had been gone for more than a decade, but only briefly and in a limited distribution area. This, coupled with changes in the market and competition from other dessert options, eventually led to their complete end. But its end had a memorable history to it as compared to the next item on our list, Jell-O 123.
Nothing can take a kid's eyes away from new Jell-O 123 dessert.
In the 1960s, Jell-O 123 became a dessert produced by the famous Jell-O Company. It was renowned for its unique ability to separate into 3 distinct layers upon settling. This visually appealing treat consisted of a creamy top, a mousse-like middle, and a plain Jell-O bottom. The process of making Jell-O 123 typically involved mixing the contents of the package with water and allowing it to set, forming the distinct layers. During its time, the dessert gained significant popularity, becoming a staple at many dinner tables and gatherings. However, despite its initial success, Jell-O 123 is no longer available today. The reasons for its discontinuation are multifaceted. Changes in consumer preferences, evolving food trends, and shifts in demand for dessert options ultimately led to the phasing out of this once iconic Jell-O creation. As Jell-O bid farewell to this product, the spotlight now turns to another classic 70s dessert. Originating from the 1950s, this dessert continues to be a timeless appetizer. Screaming Yellow Zonkers.
Then he stumbled upon a box of Screaming Yellow Zonkers and stuffed some into his face.
In the late 60s, Screaming Yellow Zonkers burst onto the snack scene. This snack, produced by the Lincoln Snacks Company, featured popcorn uniquely coated in a yellow sugary glaze. Their distinctive black box packaging and humorous advertising made them stand out, quickly earning them a spot in the limelight. People relished their sweet, crunchy texture, making Screaming Yellow Zonkers a favorite during movie nights and social gatherings. However, despite their initial popularity, Screaming Yellow Zonkers are no longer available today. The downfall of this beloved snack was closely linked to the financial struggles of the Lincoln Snacks Company. Facing economic difficulties, the company eventually went out of business, leading to the discontinuation of Screaming Yellow Zonkers among other products. Screaming Yellow Zonkers was not a baked treat, but a coated snack. The making of this snack involved draping popcorn in a sugary glaze, which provided its distinct flavor and appealing texture. While Screaming Yellow Zonkers take us on a nostalgic journey back in time, it reminds us of another dessert that has similarly disappeared from the market, Drake's Devil Dogs.
Devil dogs are delicious, and I'm crazy about them because...
From the 1950s to the 1980s, Drake's Devil Dogs were a beloved dessert across the United States. These treats were crafted by Drake's Cakes, a company established in 1888 by Newman E. Drake in Harlem, New York. Known for their tasty snacks, the company gained fame with its Devil Dogs, a type of cream-filled devil's food cake. These cakes were celebrated for their soft, chocolatey texture and creamy center, making them a favorite among both children and adults. The recipe for Devil Dogs was fairly straightforward, involving baking soft devil's food cakes and stuffing them with a creamy filling. Their unique taste and convenient packaging made them a popular choice for a quick snack. Despite their widespread appeal, the popularity of Devil Dogs began to wane over time. The company encountered several challenges, including shifting consumer preferences and growing competition from other dessert brands. Efforts to rejuvenate the brand struggled to make an impact, leading to a gradual decline in production. While Devil Dogs are still available today, they are not as commonly enjoyed as they were during their peak years. A similar history can also be seen in another popular 70s dessert, fruit float.
Introducing the one for all. Hey, fruit float.
In the 90s-70s, Jell-O introduced a dessert called fruit float, which quickly became a hit among those who enjoyed creative, flavorful treats. This dessert combined various fruits with flavored gelatin mix, offering a refreshing and visually stunning dessert experience. Jell-O, a brand renowned for its gelatin desserts, added fruit float to its lineup as an innovative variation. The dessert featured a delightful mix of fruits such as strawberries, oranges, and pineapples suspended in gelatin, creating a colorful and tasty treat. Fruit float gained significant popularity during the 90s-70s, becoming a favorite at parties and family gatherings. Its vibrant colors and fruity flavors were particularly appealing, making it a standout choice for dessert enthusiasts. The preparation of fruit float was simple. It involved mixing the Jell-O gelatin with water and adding the fruits. Once set, it created a smooth texture that complemented the soft fruits, delivering a sweet and enjoyable taste. However, as tastes and trends evolved, fruit float gradually lost its appeal. The changing preferences led to a decline in demand, and eventually, Jell-O discontinued its production. Today, fruit float is no longer available on the market. Leaving behind the world of fruit float, let's venture into another innovative treat from the 90s-70s, Pet Ritz frozen pies. From the 90s-50s to the 90s-70s, Pet Ritz frozen pies were a staple in many homes, serving as a go-to dessert choice for numerous families. Owned by Pet Incorporated, the brand gained significant popularity due to its wide range of pie options, including apple, cherry, pumpkin, and pecan. The main appeal of Pet Ritz frozen pies was their convenience. Busy families and individuals appreciated the ease of preparation. Simply popping the pie into the oven provided a homemade dessert experience without the stress of starting from scratch. These pies were celebrated for their flaky crusts and flavorful fillings, which earned them a loyal customer base. But with the emergence of other brands that offered similar frozen pie options and the evolving consumer preferences toward fresher, artisanal desserts, Pet Ritz frozen pies began to see a decline in prominence. The shift in consumer behavior and market dynamics led to decreased demand for these pies, ultimately impacting their availability and presence in the market. As a result, Pet Ritz frozen pies are no longer as common as they once were, much like the next dessert on our list, pudding pops.
Cosby here, unveiling new chocolate-covered Jell-O brand pudding pops.
Pudding pops were frozen pudding treats on a stick that soared to fame in the 1980s, heavily promoted through commercials featuring Bill Cosby. Made by the Jell-O brand, which was already well known for its gelatin desserts, these pops were a hit, offering a convenient and tasty frozen dessert option. To create them, a creamy pudding mixture was poured and frozen on a stick, resulting in a refreshing and indulgent treat. Jell-O has not always been a favorite, especially when associated with less enjoyable contexts like hospital stays or Jell-O shots, the latter being deceptively sweet concoctions hiding hard liquor. But Jell-O pudding is different. It's creamy, sweet, and chocolatey, ranking as one of the favorite desserts. The idea of freezing a sweet treat to enhance its deliciousness is simple yet effective, as anyone who has ever frozen a candy bar can attest. This was the insight behind Jell-O's creation of the pudding pop in the 1970s, which was essentially a pudding popsicle, richer and rounder than a fudgesicle. Initially, it was immensely popular, generating significant sales in its first year. However, production stopped in 2004 as Jell-O faced challenges in manufacturing and storing frozen foods. The brand was licensed to Popsicle, but Popsicle's version, which had a different shape and flavor, didn't resonate with consumers and ceased production around 2010. Although store-bought pudding pops are now extinct, fans of this treat can still recreate the experience at home with an officially sanctioned recipe available online. Just mix instant pudding and milk and freeze in a popsicle mold. It's a simple recipe, but undeniably delicious. But not more delicious than the next dessert on our list today. If you've had them before, you'd surely know. Magic Middles.
What now, Professor?
An idea that will change the cookie world forever. Melted chocolatey middles in the cookies.
Magic Middles were delightful treats created by the Keebler Company, known for its elves and tasty cookies. These treats, which emerged in the 1980s, gained popularity for their blend of a soft cookie exterior hugging a fudgy chocolate center. People loved their surprise surprising burst of chocolate goodness. Bakers crafted soft cookie dough and added a delicious chocolate filling before baking. This combination of textures and flavors made them a hit among dessert enthusiasts. If you were a child of the 1980s, you must have experienced magic middles. Every day their parents would put a few in their children's lunchboxes, and maybe along with a turkey sandwich, and the children never got sick of them. Then, suddenly, they quit making them, and magic middles were no more. The children craved those cookies ever since, even calling the company to try to convince them to bring back the magic, but to no avail. Attempts to bake them at home never matched up either. Dixie snack pies. In the 1970s, Dixie snack pies were a sensation, cherished for their convenience and delicious flavors such as peach, cherry, and chocolate. These pre-packaged individual pies were made by the Dixie Packaging Corporation, originating from the United States. Each pie was crafted with a pastry crust and filled with either fruity or chocolatey fillings, making them immensely popular for their on-the-go appeal. They were perfect for lunchboxes or as quick snacks, providing a simple yet satisfying culinary delight. Dixie snack pies became famous for their straightforward and delectable recipes, often enjoyed as a nostalgic treat. However, as tastes evolved and consumer preferences shifted towards healthier options, the demand for these classic pies declined. The company struggled to adapt to changing market trends and eventually ceased production in the mid-1980s. As we move from the era of Dixie snack pies, let's turn our spotlight onto a different dessert that has also vanished from our tables, reflecting on the changing tastes and dietary preferences over the decades. Chiffon cake. If there was ever a cake with a rags to riches, it was the chiffon cake. Chiffon cake, a delightful dessert from the mid-20th century, was invented by Harry Baker in 1927. This cake was unique because it was made with vegetable oil instead of butter, which gave it a light and airy texture. For nearly 20 years, the recipe remained a closely guarded secret, known only to Hollywood stars and patrons of the famous Brown Derby restaurant. This light cake, with a delicate crumb that physically resembles angel food cake but with a far richer flavor, continued its story glamorously in Hollywood. Harry Baker moved to Hollywood in 1923, seeking a fresh start after being outed as homosexual in his hometown. He worked as an insurance salesman by day and moonlighted as a caterer, where he began to experiment with cake recipes. Baker described this endeavor as his Moby Dick, testing over 400 recipes in his quest for a moister version of the popular angel food cake. The breakthrough came in 1927 when Baker decided to use vegetable oil in his recipe instead of solid shortening or butter. The addition of vegetable oil, which Baker described to a Minneapolis Tribune reporter as a sixth sense, something cosmic, resulted in a cake that was tantalizingly light yet rich in flavor. He approached the nearby Brown Derby restaurant with his creation, and it became the first and only dessert they offered for a time. As the Brown Derby gained fame, so did the chiffon cake, attracting attention from celebrities like Barbara Stanwyck. By the 1930s, Baker was overwhelmed with orders, wisely keeping his recipe a secret, which added to the allure. He remained a one-man operation, producing 42 cakes in an 18-hour day, earning the equivalent of nearly $1,000 in today's money. In 1947, after 2 decades of secrecy, Baker approached General Mills to sell his recipe. They bought it for an undisclosed price and unveiled it to the public in 1948 as the first new cake in 100 years, in a major feature in Better Homes and Gardens. The cake quickly rose to stardom, and advertisements called it the baking sensation of the century, touting its simplicity so much that they suggested even a husband could easily bake it. This version of Harry Baker's cake, inspired by a Brown Derby recipe, became a beloved classic, celebrated for being light yet rich, sweet yet tart, simple yet complex in flavor. Unfortunately, as food trends shifted, chiffon cake's popularity waned, and it is no longer as common as it once was. But the next dessert on our list has a different pathway to destruction, as the cake had it hard during its peak years. Pineapple upside-down cake.
One of my ultimate favorites, pineapple upside-down cake.
The pineapple upside-down cake is a delightful symbol of mid-20th century America, originating in the 1920s. This era saw the Hawaiian Pineapple Company, later known as Dole, promoting the use of canned pineapple by organizing a recipe contest. The cake captivated hearts with its charming appearance. Bright pineapple rings and maraschino cherries were artfully arranged at the bottom of a pan, covered with cake batter, and flipped after baking to reveal a golden caramelized top. During the 1950s, this dessert became a favorite in American homes. It was particularly easy to prepare with the advent of boxed cake mixes, bringing a taste of tropical paradise to the table. The cake's popularity was not only due due to its delicious taste, but also because it served as a canvas for home cooks to express their creativity. However, as decades passed, dessert trends evolved. While still cherished by many, the pineapple upside-down cake saw a decline in everyday popularity. This change was not a reflection on the Dole Company, which continues to thrive, but rather a shift in culinary tastes and preferences. Today, the cake remains a nostalgic treat, often baked for special occasions to evoke sweet memories of the past. It's time to shift our focus from the pineapple upside-down cake to another nostalgic dessert, which once graced dessert menus during the Apollo missions. These sticks represented a unique chapter in the history of science, merging the excitement of space exploration with innovative food technology. Space Food Stick.
Food sticks. Balanced nutrition, built by Pillsbury.
Space Food Sticks were innovative snacks developed by the Pillsbury Company in the late 1960s. These snacks, designed by the company's chief food technologist Howard Ballman, emerged during the excitement of the space race. Ballman, who later became significant in establishing food safety regulations, played a crucial role in creating these early space-friendly foods. The Space Food Sticks were part of the first solid foods consumed by NASA astronauts and are considered precursors to modern energy bars. Containing a balanced mix of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, these sticks were marketed as a nutritious snack, suitable for the vacuum of space. They capitalized on the public's fascination with NASA's Apollo missions. Available in various flavors such as peanut butter, caramel, and chocolate, Space Food Sticks were packaged in boxes of 14 individually wrapped sticks. Their popularity peaked in the early 1970s, especially among children who were drawn to the novelty of space exploration. However, as the space race craze waned, so did the demand for Space Food Sticks, leading to their disappearance from North American supermarket shelves in the 1980s. There was a brief revival in the 2000s when the sticks were sold in select museums and online, but production ceased in 2014. Despite their discontinuation, Space Food Sticks remain a memorable part of space and snacking history. But how did the next popular dessert influence its consumer base decades ago? Tunnel of Fudge Cake.
What's better than coming home from work and having your wife greet you with a nice warm piece of tunnel of fudge cake?
The Tunnel of Fudge Cake, a famous dessert from the 1960s, gained popularity after winning a Pillsbury Bake-Off contest. Made by the Pillsbury Company, known for its baking products, this cake was celebrated for its unique fudgy center that oozed out when sliced, offering a delightful surprise to anyone enjoying it. Bakers used Pillsbury's special mix, which contained ingredients crucial for achieving the cake's unique fudgy texture. It became quite famous and was a hit among dessert lovers. For a die-hard chocolate lover, homemade fudge cake represents the perfect dessert option. It's part chocolate cake, part molten chocolate cake, part fudge brownie, and let's not forget about the ganache on top. And dear watchers, an apology is due, because this cake has been known for longer than anyone cares to admit. Besides the chocolatey fabulousness, other good things to note about this cake are that it doesn't require many dishes and can be made with what are considered fridge and pantry staples. Since it is made in a bundt pan, it's also less fussy than most layer cakes might be. Just mix up the batter, bake the cake, top with ganache, and you've got a delightful dessert. It's great in a pinch if another dessert plan fails, but it must be said, no one was disappointed to have this as their backup dessert. Not one little bit. The Pillsbury's Tunnel of Fudge Cake is no longer available today. Pillsbury discontinued the special mix required to make it, and changes in consumer taste, preferences, and shifts in the baking industry contributed to its disappearance from shelves and recipe books. As we move away from the Tunnel of Fudge Cake, let's look at the next must-have dessert that has been lost and is yet to be rediscovered. Funny Face Drink Mix.
Sugar-sweetened Funny Face comes in a 2-quart size, and that's a lot when it's hot. Drink Funny Face.
Funny Face Drink Mix was a well-known competitor to Kool-Aid during the 1960s and 1970s, produced by Pillsbury, a company famous for its baked goods. This drink mix was popular for its sugar-free powder form, available in a range of fruit flavors, which attracted many fans for its sweet taste without the added sugar. It gained fame with its colorful packaging and catchy advertising, quickly becoming a favorite among kids and families. The slogan, "Sweet and Funny Face," comes in a 2C size, and that's a lot when it's hot, resonated with consumers, adding to the product's appeal. Making Funny Face drinks was straightforward. Just mix the powder with water and voila! A refreshing, fruity drink was ready to enjoy. However, despite its initial success, Funny Face Drink Mix eventually vanished from the market. The decline in its popularity was due to changes in consumer preferences, shifts in marketing strategies, and the company's decision to focus on other product lines. Today, Funny Face drink mix is remembered fondly as a nostalgic part of the past, especially by those who grew up enjoying its fruity flavors. Butterscotch Crimpet.
Sure thing, Tut. You're a butterscotch crimpet. Tasty cake. All the good things wrapped up in one.
Butterscotch Crimpets, made by Tasty Kake, were a delightful treat from the 1950s and 1960s. Tasty Kake, a well-known company specializing in baked goods, crafted these snack cakes famous for their butterscotch icing. This sweet and rich flavor, combined with the soft cake, made them a favorite among many people. To create butterscotch crimpets, bakers developed a moist cake base and topped it with a layer of creamy butterscotch icing. This combination of flavors and textures won the hearts of many. However, as tastes and trends shifted over the years, butterscotch crimpets began to lose their popularity. The company faced challenges due to changing consumer preferences and competition from other dessert brands. As a result, they are less widely available today than they were in the past. Although Tasty Kake still produces them, butterscotch crimpets now cater mainly to those who cherish the nostalgic taste of these classic treats. This dessert trend from the past could give today's viral treats a run for their money, reminding us of the enduring appeal of simple, well-made flavors, similar to the next dessert on our list, Marathon Bar.
Milk chocolate, delicious caramel, and chewy.
Told you, nobody eats a Marathon Bar quick. Claude.
Marathon lasts a good long time.
The Marathon Bar was a popular treat in the 1970s and 80s, known for its unique braided caramel coated in chocolate. Made by the Mars Company, which is also famous for other confectionaries like Snickers and Milky Way, the Marathon Bar gained a loyal following due to its delightful combination of chewy caramel and creamy chocolate. The process of making a Marathon Bar involved intricate caramel preparation and chocolate coating techniques. Interestingly, there was a time when Mars's best-selling chocolate bar, Snickers, was known by a different name in the United Kingdom and Ireland. It was originally named Marathon, a name that many over a certain age will certainly remember. Snickers was launched in the US during 1930, named after a horse owned by the Mars family. For the UK and Irish market, the bar was named Marathon until 1990, when the name was changed to Snickers, to align with the global brand. Reggie Bar.
Reggie, the candy they named after me. Reggie, you taste pretty good.
The Reggie Bar, named after baseball star Reggie Jackson, was a unique chocolate bar that originated in the 1970s. It was during this decade that the Curtis Candy Company rebranded their existing Bun Bar to honor Jackson. The original Bun Bar, a round disc of caramel and milk chocolate, had been a product of the Wayne Bun Candy Company since the late 1940s. The Reggie Bar differed in that it was shaped like a no-bake cookie and included a collector baseball card with each bar, making it particularly popular among kids and baseball fans. It was noted for its enhanced taste compared to similar candy bars, featuring a base of round caramel topped with peanuts, all enrobed in milk chocolate. Despite its initial success and famous connection to Reggie Jackson, the Reggie Bar was short-lived. It was discontinued in 1981, coinciding with Jackson's departure from the Yankees. The discontinuation was further compounded by several ownership changes within the company, ultimately contributing to the bar's demise. Shifting gears from Reggie Bar, let's explore another sweet treat from the past. A delightful treat from the 1980s, which combined creamy ice cream and crisp layers. Viennetta ice cream.
Viennetta from Breyers. One slice is never enough.
Viennetta ice cream was a fancy treat in the 1980s, known for its elegant layers of creamy ice cream and delicious crispy chocolate. This dessert was loved for its sophisticated appearance and delicious taste. The British company Walls, known for its ice cream treats, created Viennetta with a desire to offer something special for dessert lovers. To make Viennetta, creamy ice cream was poured onto a conveyor belt, with chocolate layers added as it moved along, creating the distinct layers that made Viennetta so appealing. It wasn't a baked dessert, but was instead frozen to perfection. It was launched as a Christmas specialty by Walls in 1982. However, despite its initial popularity in the United States, it didn't have the same staying power and was discontinued in the 1990s. Thanks to our never-ending obsession with 60s nostalgia, Viennetta is getting another chance in America. Announced as part of 25 new frozen treats for 2021 by Wall's parent company, Unilever, Viennetta will be reintroduced to the United States under the Good Humor brand. Unilever shared that the reintroduction of Viennetta can make any day a celebration, perfect for birthdays, holidays, BBQs, parties, or as an after-dinner treat. Currently available in both vanilla and mint flavors in the United Kingdom, the United States will start with the standard 650 milliliter vanilla version, rolling out nationwide with a suggested price of $5.49. This reintroduction is part of a larger trend of 90s products making a comeback, from Pop-Tart cereal to Zima. It's good to remember that Walls celebrated Viennetta's 25th anniversary with a colossal 74-foot-long version, earning a Guinness World Record. Unfortunately, since its reintroduction, Viennetta isn't as common today, especially in the US. The company that made it faced challenges, and over time, taste changed, and people started preferring different desserts, causing Viennetta to slowly disappear from the shelves. Honeycomb ice cream. Honeycomb ice cream, a popular treat from the 1970s, was renowned for its crunchy bits of honeycomb toffee, blended into smooth vanilla ice cream. Cadbury, the company behind this delightful dessert, created a unique texture and rich caramel flavor by incorporating what is known as hokey pokey, especially in New Zealand. The process of making honeycomb toffee involved heating sugar and syrup to high temperatures and adding baking soda. This addition caused the mixture to foam and expand, creating a sponge-like structure reminiscent of actual honeycombs. Once formed, the toffee was broken into small pieces and mixed into the ice cream. Despite its initial popularity, honeycomb ice cream has become less common over the years. Changes in consumer taste and the introduction of new flavors have contributed to its decline. However, the nostalgic appeal of honeycomb ice cream remains strong. It is still cherished by those who remember its distinctive taste and texture. Speaking of iconic desserts, we cannot overlook the absolute gem of the 1950s, Fudge Pops. These desserts provided a deliciously frozen treat that captivated the taste buds of many during that era. Fudge Pops. Fudge Pops, created by the Popsicle Company, were a cherished frozen dessert from the 1950s to the 1980s. Known for its innovative ice treats, the company produced these creamy, chocolatey delights that became perfect companions for hot summer days. These pops were a hit, becoming a staple in many households, especially among kids and families. To make Fudge Pops, a mixture of milk, sugar, and cocoa was frozen in molds, resulting in a smooth and rich chocolate taste. They were an affordable and convenient indulgence that captured the essence of summer, making them immensely popular. However, over time, as tastes evolved and new dessert options emerged, the demand for Fudge Pops began to decline. Changes in consumer preferences and increasing competition from other dessert brands also contributed to their gradual disappearance from the market. Unfortunately, the decline in sales led to the discontinuation of this nostalgic treat. The discontinuation of Fudge Pops left behind fond memories of its creamy chocolate goodness, remembered by many who grew up enjoying them during the warmer months. That's it for today. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and make sure you watch our video on famous sandwiches that disappeared. Until next time,